So it can take place in any boardroom?
It can take place anywhere.
In any office?
In a hotel. It can take place in a hotel conference room.
Okay.
It can take place in most arbitral institutions, like these days, have facilities where they have huge meeting rooms that are peculiarly devoted towards facilitating arbitration. They have huge conference rooms, video conferencing facilities, and all those things.
Okay. But must it be in a neutral place? It can be taken to a neutral place.
It can be taken to a neutral place, and you would find in most international contracts, international commercial contracts, parties make an effort to choose a neutral venue. So particularly where it's private parties that are involved. So a dispute between a Chinese construction company and a Nigerian employer would probably be arbitrated in London or in Paris or in Geneva. But then you also find cases where the seats may not be neutral in that sense. You typically tend to find that in contracts with state entities, where the state entity insists that the arbitration must hold in its own country. Typically, a lot of the contracts we've seen with the NNPC tend to stipulate that Lagos or Abuja must be the seats of the arbitration.
Okay, Jean, the issue of logistics, you're in charge of logistics for this conference, but let's look at who are those involved and invited for this conference. Can anybody just walk in?
As long as you can pay.
I like that.
Yes, arbitration is not meant for lawyers.
I'm sure you're looking at it like, it's another legal thing. You don't have to be a lawyer. No, you don't have to be. No, as long as you're professional, and you're a stakeholder in whatever field of commerce that you're involved in.
Sorry, Jean. So I can be an arbitrator without being a lawyer?
Absolutely.
It's
what
not
do I
meant for
have
lawyers.
to study to be an arbitrator?
Arbitration. How to arbitrate.
Settlement of disputes.
How to arbitrate, yes. You have to go to the school. We have Chinese arbitrators. We have the school in Paris. We have so many courses, for arbitration here in Nigeria.
Okay. So for this conference, you have to pay a fee.
Yes, you have to pay a fee. The early bird rate is 90,000 naira per person. We are out of early bird now. Okay. And then we have subsidized rates for members of the Nigerian Bar Association, because the Nigerian Bar Association is a sponsor, one of our partners to this great event. So they have the benefit of paying just a token of 50,000 naira per head. And of course, other non-members want 20,000 naira.
And anybody, so as I said, if you can pay, just walk into the place.
Yes.
Is it a residential conference, or you can come?
No, the venue is at a hotel and suites. Yes, if you want to be accommodated in a hotel, just make the fees, and if you can approach the Secretariat. The Secretary General is here, and they'll get you. We are online. You could also register online, and you get
site.
Yes, I think the Secretary General will be the best person to give you the site.
If you want to register for this conference, you visit www.iccng.org. Details of the registration is quite clearly stated, and the hotels, the ICC has taken an effort to secure some discounts from the hotels, within and around, that are quite secured for this conference, and so we have rebates on those who want to register. That you'll find on the ICC Nigeria website.
Okay. Dorothy, what kind of resource persons are expected at this conference?
Without being immodest, we've got a stellar panel put together. We are expecting the president of the International Court of Arbitration is coming to Nigeria for the first time. And we have also the former director of the International Maritime Organization. We have huge resources coming from all over the world. I think it's the first time that Nigeria or the legal industry is going to witness the convergence of top-class professionals in all the fields of law and arbitration. There are many people coming from Ghana, coming from Kenya, South Africa, Geneva, Australia, Nigeria and even Kenya. The top. We have Queen's Council, top people. The conference has been very well received all over the world. And the way the speakers responded to us gave us a lot of confidence that this is definitely going to be a very successful conference.
Event. Now, apart from lawyers and arbitrators, Mrs. Oshintui, who else are you expecting to actually attend this conference?
Oh, we are expecting our partners to be present. What do I mean by partners? We're expecting key partners like the press, like Channels Television.
Press.
They are key partners, and we see them as very important to this. You know, the conference itself, having to happen for the very first time in Nigeria, in Africa, we are very proud of that. And it's making us to put our mark, you know, on the global scene that ICC in Nigeria is up to the task, and then we are moving business forward. So we expect that. We expect all those who have given us all the support. We've had huge support. Apart from the speaker's point of view, we have support from the corporate business world. We have people like Glow. We have people like the Eco Hotels itself. We have so many support from corporate
so you're expecting
organizations.
Press?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We expect members of ICC Nigeria.
Okay.
We expect members of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Okay. Yeah, I've said lawyers. Apart from lawyers
No,
and arbitrators.
apart from lawyers, we have bankers.
Bankers.
We have financial experts. We have shippers. We have we have construction people in the construction industry. We have people in the oil and gas industry. We expect the telecoms group of people to have, because there are segments, there are sessions that we have that are dedicated to these sectors of the economy.
I see you're also expecting students to come as well.
Yes,
LLM
we are having
LLM
the LLM students, you know, to benefit from this.
What about those that are going through the arbitration training? They're also expected to be part of the conference.
Well, I would say that we have created an opportunity, because the future has been taken care of when it comes to the ICC arbitration. We have a group called the Young Arbitrators Forum. They call it YAF. So we've embraced them. They are expected to be part of this conference.
The other section that needs to be mentioned, of course, is the very first session of the conference is invested in Africa. And that's not actually a lawyers' forum. It's
business.
For the discussions that will follow, and it's going to be
investment in Africa.
Investing in Africa.
That should be very interesting.
Let me ask you this question, since you brought that up. The impact of the judiciary on arbitration in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
That's one of the sessions you have.
That is one of the sessions.
Then you talked about abuse of process in international arbitration and the unwillingness of counsel to accept the outcome of arbitration.
Yes, indeed.
That's another session.
Yes, indeed.
Tie that up for us. Just a brief.
There is a connection. You're very correct. There's a clear connection between the two. I suspect that the first one you mentioned, that's the impact of the judiciary, is a wider subject. One of its components, of course, is the question of the willingness of parties to accept the outcome. That's one of the challenges. I mentioned earlier on that you have to constantly evaluate the process. What are the weaknesses with this system called arbitration? Yes. Now, apparently, what has been identified over the years has been, it was designed originally as a system that's supposed to be final and conclusive. There must be an end. Once there's a solution, people must accept it and honor it. And indeed, in those days, way back in centuries ago, when arbitration started, one of the hallmarks of the process was that there was an understanding among businessmen that once an arbitration award is given, it will be honored. And
I'm sure you meant decades, not centuries.
Well, arbitration is quite old. It's quite an old mechanism, I can assure you.
90 years.
It's a very, very old mechanism. It has existed for centuries.
Right.
But today you have the court system, and it's a balancing act really, because there are many who will tell you, well, to ensure quality, for quality assurance, let the decisions of arbitrators be subject to some form of review, right, by the judges. And many will not be comfortable with a system that does not subject the decisions of arbitrators. They're private people, after all, to some form of review by a judge. And so that's one side of the balance that you have to hold. Okay. But then on the other side of that is finality. And so that's what runs through the two themes that you mentioned just now.
Okay, so I see that you're expecting the Vice President amongst the many other guests you're expecting at the conference. All right, as we begin, we have to go now. So let's just hear your final words of invitation and where and when it's going to happen. So let me start with you in logistics.
Once again, it's going to be at the Eco Hotel and Suites on the 19th of June next week through to the 21st of June. So that's where, and that's when it's going to start.
And it's open to everybody.
It's open to you as long as you can pay off.
It's open to registered delegates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is the first time the ICC is doing this in Nigeria. We expect it will continue. We expect this to be a very good first show, and we expect it to continue on on an annual basis. So we are inviting everyone who hasn't registered yet to register. Every stakeholder who hasn't registered yet to register. It's going to be a very interesting event for them.
Lagos will live up to its name, Eco for sure.
Eco will definitely not budget on this occasion.
I'm using this opportunity to invite so many people in different sectors of the economy to come and take advantage of the ICC arbitration in particular and attend this conference. Visit our website, www.iccng.org, and register and be part of us. Thank you.
Well, my colleagues have said it all. I would end by saying that we really appreciate the huge support and sponsorship that we've received. The sponsors have given us great confidence in what we're trying to do, and one of those sponsors is Channels Television, which is why we're here today. We've received very huge support from Glo, Access Bank, Dangote Group. They've all come out to support us very, very hugely. So we are grateful to our sponsors.
Thank you very much. Chartered Arbitrator Dorothy Ford, Chairman, Conference Planning Committee, Mrs. Bumi Osuntui, Secretary General, ICC Nigeria, Mr. Tunde Fagbondu, Vice Chair, Planning Committee, a Senior Advocate of Nigeria as well, and Jean Anishere, who's the Chairman, Logistics Committee, Subcommittee of the ICCNG. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and we wish you a fantastic conference. We'll
look forward to seeing you there.
We hope to see you there.
We look forward to seeing you there.